How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. I here in this quarantine. And for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to make this really short bit. So, yesterday, my friends from Berlin, we all scheduled a Zoom call and we all decided we were going to continue our fantasy football league. Because normally I probably wouldn't do fantasy football league, but it's like these are the guys that I studied abroad with. So of course I'll do a fantasy football team with them. So and of course because I'm doing the show and because the NFL season is going to start in a couple days, I feel like it would be time just to bring up how like just to bring up how fantasy's doing, because I'm gonna refer to players as they're going on through the year. I'm going to refer to them as like players on my fantasy league on fantasy team, as it goes on, but. For now, I'm just going to go through the players that I selected and kind of like my thinking in the moment, because in this draft, I also happened to get the number one draft pick in an 8-person fantasy league. So, I mean, I got pretty lucky with that. So I'm just going to jump right into it, right? So with the first pick, I got Christian McCaffrey. I mean, naturally, because there's all running backs on the board, and I'm just going to pick a running back that's just going to get a lot of yards, a lot of touches, just a lot of fantasy points. I don't think I'm gonna let Christian McCaffrey ride the bench until like he's on the like until he's like on a bye week. My second pick with the number 16th overall pick, I got because I got back-to-back picks because it was a snake draft. I got the first pick. So the 16th overall pick, my second pick overall was Julio Jones. So I already had Christian McCaffrey and Julio Jones. And my next pick was DeAndre Hopkins, because I already got Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the game. I might as well get two wide receivers, just pick them up just to make my team look good, just to have them there. And of course, Julio Jones, I think, is the best wide receiver in football still. And DeAndre Hopkins is still, with Kyler Murray, I still think he's a threat to score a lot of fantasy points. Those are my first three picks. And then I got the pick at the very end of the fourth round. And since I needed a quarterback, I just took Russell Wilson off the board right there. I took him 32nd overall. Very surprising that no one else really took him. Patrick Mahomes got taken 19th overall, but it's just like, okay, if Mahomes is gone, I might as well take Russell Wilson before I have 15 picks before my next pick, right? But then I got another back-to-back pick. So with my second running back, I got Todd Gurley, because he plays for Atlanta, and you never know if or when he's just gonna go off. You know what I'm saying. He's 2 years removed from being quite possibly the most dynamic offensive back in all of football. Following that, for my tight end, I got Darren Waller for the Vegas Raiders, who had an amazing first season, and I think he's gonna continue and probably get a lot better. Because because Derek Carr isn't bad. Like the Vegas Raiders can play, so I kind of like that. So with the next pick, I got T.Y. Hilton as my flex, because they still have Phillip Rivers, and last time I checked, T.Y. Hilton is still a good receiver no matter who he has. So I kind of like that. For my backup quarterback, I got Aaron Rodgers. So now I have Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers as my two-headed attack. And then following that, I got Raheem Mostert from San Francisco, because of course with San Francisco's offense, if one of my players isn't playing, I can always trust that the San Francisco offense is gonna get some yards, and Raheem Mostert's he's gonna get a lot of yards, or he's gonna get a lot of points, just scoring a lot of touchdowns for that San Francisco offense. I also picked up Austin Hooper out of Cleveland, because he's going to be their number one tight end with Baker Mayfield. I like Njoku, but I think Austin Hooper's going to be their guy. Now that they have Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, I think Austin Hooper is going to get a lot of touches. Debo Samuel's kind of like the same. It's the same logic with Raheem Mostert, just because he's on San Francisco, and I trust Kyle Shanahan. I think he's gonna get his points. Then I got Philip Lindsay and Henry Ruggs back to back. Philip Lindsay out of Denver, who is always a threat to run for 100, 200 yards in a game. And then you have Henry Ruggs, the rookie receiver out of Vegas, who I think is going to be very impressive. Then for my kicker, I got Young Ho Koo out of Atlanta, the Patriots defense. And then I got Curtis Samuel as as the very last pick of the draft. Like, it auto drafted that pick for me. But that's how my team's looking. So in terms of my quarterback, I'm starting Russell Wilson over Aaron Rodgers, because the Seahawks take on Atlanta's defense and Aaron Rodgers takes on Minnesota. As much as I have faith in both, to me, I think they're both the same quarterback. I just think Atlanta's defense At least their secondary won't be as strong as Minnesota's week one. In terms of the running backs, my running backs, I started Christian McCaffrey and Todd Gurley. McCaffrey plays the Vegas Raiders, and he should get a lot of yards there. Todd Gurley plays against Seattle. Todd Gurley is one of my first picks, so I'm not going to not start him week one. Julio Jones is going to be my starting receiver as the Falcons take on Seattle, and he should get a lot of yards there. DeAndre Hopkins, I'm also starting him as the San Francisco 40 as they take on the San Francisco 49ers secondary. He's still DeAndre Hopkins. Darren Waller, the tight end from Vegas, is going to take on the Carolina Panthers defense, and I kind of like that matchup, so that's going to be very interesting. T.Y. Hilton is going to be my flex because the Colts take on Jacksonville, and last time I checked, Phillip Rivers still threw for almost 5,000 yards last year. Because they're my only defense, I'm working with the Patriots defense as they take on Miami, and that should get a lot of points. And Young Hoku is going to be my kicker for Atlanta as they take on the Seattle Seahawks this week. But that's my fantasy team, and I plan on giving regular updates as the season goes on. But with that said, I really appreciate you for listening to all 6 minutes of this piece. Once again, it is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. This is The Elite, and thanks once again. I hope all is well with everything in the quarantine, and thanks again for hearing my piece. Peace out.